Well, at least it's been a very beautiful Monday weather-wise. We are due. It's the 8th day of August, and indeed a beautiful day in the neighborhood and across eastern Kentucky before another cold front. It's the breaks over the majority of the eastern part of the state and viewing area in the coming days, and we're in for some more cumulative rainfall. It does look as though, and some thunderstorm chances as well. I'll outline that for you in just a few moments. I can tell you this, however, that after that does clear up in a matter of a few days, a very fall-like feel is in store. Another run of some beautiful, albeit very mild weather for the early days of August is in store before the end of your 7-day. Big news, of course, is that President Biden was in eastern Kentucky. A few words from him via his press conference in a few moments. We have some local headlines and a great deal of other news to cover. But first and foremost, let's go to what actually was a group that consisted of Congressman Hal Rogers, the governor and his wife, as well as the president and his wife, the First Lady of the United States, who, along with other officials and dignitaries, toured eastern Kentucky earlier today, by ground in Breathitt County, by air in the rest of the flood-stricken areas. The president promising eastern Kentuckians that the federal government would be here for as long as it took for them to recover as best as they could.
Or what else can we do? In western Kentucky and across the country, and we've had this discussion, too many people are being denied by FEMA for technicalities, and too little is paid to those that get through the system. The people of eastern Kentucky have lost everything. Most just have the clothes left on their back. No insurance, no other coverage. Now is the time to fix this issue, and because of this president, FEMA is doing things to help our people right here, right now, that we have never seen done before, and we know under his leadership it'll continue. I want to thank everybody in FEMA for adapting with us as our people desperately need it. In these times, even more than most, we Kentuckians lean on our faith. I believe we see God in the response, and that's a good thing because we have so much more to do for the people here. In the book of Joshua, God says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed, for the Lord God is with you wherever you go." In the book of Jeremiah, we're told, "For I know plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to give you peace, not disasters, plans to give you a hope and a future." To the people of eastern Kentucky, we love you. We're going to be here with you. And this president and first lady are here today to show that you matter to them. Now I'd like to introduce you to a president who has been there in times of disaster each time we've called and is making things happen that we have never seen before, President Joe Biden.
Well, thank you very much. Folks, I was going to give more formal remarks, but can y'all hear me? Is this on? You know, I got to meet several families. Got to meet the family back here on this side of the road to see what's happened to their properties, their trailer, everything they had, and how they've come together. No complaining, just getting up and going to get it done. And I walked across the road to another family. One family, gentleman, his trailer is all the way up at the other end of the property, gone. And you know what? When I started talking about what we could do, he said, well, you know, we Kentuckians don't want to ask for too much. Catch this. We don't want to ask for too much. We're used to having neighbors help us out. We don't know that the rest of y'all, everybody else should be doing this. I said, you're kidding me. Not, seriously, what are you talking about? And pointed out that, here's the deal. It is true that the people here in this community in western Kentucky and the folks I met in the tornado, they're not just Kentuckians, they're Americans. They're Americans. This happened in America. American problem. And we're all Americans. Everybody has an obligation to help. We have the capacity to do this. It's not like it's beyond our control. The weather may be beyond our control for now, but it's not beyond our control. And I promise you, we're staying, the federal government along with the state and county and the city, we're staying until everybody's back to where they were. Not a joke. And one other thing I raised with the gov, We've never done this before, but because of a number of things we got done on a bipartisan basis, like $200 million infrastructure project, like what we're doing today, we passed yesterday, helping take care of everything from health care to God knows what else. What we're going to do is we're going to see, for example, if they got to put a new water line in the community, there's no reason why they can't at the same time be digging a line that puts in a whole new modern line for internet connections. Why? Why can't we do that? So it's going to be different. We're going to come back better than before. And I really mean it. That's the objective I have. Not come back to what we were before, come back to better than we were before. And I mean this, Gov, and you know I mean it. And I'm confident with your leadership we can do it. Along with we call them county executives right from the judge here. I'm finding this is something that we can all do. We can get this done. Because we're the only country in the world that has come out of every major disaster stronger than we went into it. We got clobbered going in, but we came out stronger. That's the objective here. It's not just to get back to where we were, it's to get back to better than where we were. And we have the wherewithal to do it now with the legislation that's been bipartisanly passed. So I don't want any Kentuckian telling me you don't have to do this for me. Oh yeah, we do. You're an American citizen. We never give up. We never stop. We never bow. We never bend. We just go forward. And that's what we're going to do here. And you're going to see. And I promise you, the bad news for you is I'm coming back because I want to see it. Thank you very much.
I left you on Friday knowing that Leslie, McGoffin, Martin, and Whitley counties had been added to the list of counties eligible for individual assistance. And then yesterday, over the course of the weekend, the governor announcing that the federal government will be covering 100% of the costs of cleanup and other services that will be needed for at least a 30-day period. And some other numbers, the governor also announcing, however, today that the death toll has risen by 1. A young man who was helping with flood cleanup efforts who fell ill and died days later. I'll have more on him in just a few moments. There's a new disaster recovery center at the Knott County Sportsplex. And by other numbers, there are almost 750 representatives of FEMA on the ground in eastern Kentucky, while there are still 2 women missing from Breathitt County. That 38th death that the governor mentioned is related to the death of a young man who passed away days after falling ill. It's believed he went into full cardiac arrest as a result, possibly, of exerting himself trying to help his neighbors. A young man whose faith was as strong as his will and who is being remembered as a hero. Aaron Crawford, known by everyone as Mick, was ready to go and help flooding victims the instant the floods took place. And that's what he did. However, just a few days in, that's about 4 days or so of helping in any capacity that he could find, he started to feel sick, and it got worse. And his mother and family rushed him to the hospital, and he was placed in intensive care. And for 4 days, he was kept on a ventilator and is believed to have died of cardiac arrest. There were no underlying medical conditions that his family was aware of. No other explanation at this time. Mick Crawford just celebrated his 18th birthday, I believe, on the 23rd. Student in Knott County, the youngest of 8 siblings. Member of the wrestling team, member of the football team, a proud athlete, a proud Eastern Kentuckian, who Eastern Kentucky is proud to have known. And per state police data, still 2 people missing, as that number was standing at 2, I believe, when I left you on Friday. But tonight, the state police, at the Post 13 out of Hazard, has identified the 2 women who are still missing. The only 2 that they have in their database as missing, and that's 29-year-old Nancy Cundiff and 60-year-old Vanessa Baker, both who lived in the lower River Caney Road area of Lost Creek in Breathitt County. They have no information on their possible whereabouts, and where they were at the exact moment, I believe, that the floodwaters hit. The search for them continues. News will continue in just a minute. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Check out the latest in savings on new sets of tires and vehicle maintenance at Conley's, like $150 back on Goodyears, $120 back on Bridgestones, and big deals on Firestone, Hankook, General, and more. All with perfect snap-on balancing, and where they only charge $35 for state-of-the-art computer diagnostics to fix exactly what you need and get you back on the road. On the web at conleytire.net or stop by in Staffordsville. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
A victory for the president who was in Eastern Kentucky earlier today. The U.S. Senate approved that $700 billion economic project that's aimed at healthcare and climate change, among other big-ticket items. Of course, this has been an ongoing debate and debacle for a year and a half now. It started out as a $3.5 billion package, and most recently, Senator Manchin out of West Virginia going along with this stripped-down package of $700 billion, and it passed by tie-breaking vote given by the Vice President, Kamala Harris, on Sunday. Yesterday, 51-50. It now goes to the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives. They will most undoubtedly pass it on Friday before the president can sign it into law. It has about $400 million for climate action. There was also going to be a provision in there for tax credits on electric vehicles and new vehicles, up to $7,500 per household. It also targets carbon emissions, pollution by automobiles and the like, to cut it, or attempt to, by 40% in just about 7 or 8 years. COVID numbers I do not have for you tonight. They had not been updated as of the state level today as far as our positivity rating. If I get that before I leave you, or I'll bring that back into the program. I do have, however, some sporting news. We'll go ahead and get to that now. You may recall this young man who was in between football practice, which is that, and eating and sleeping and doing some awesome fundraising is about all he ever does. Colton Reisner, however, is he's a very accomplished young athlete who has been recognized and is making some big waves in his age group. Over the past several weeks, he's been making big waves for his big heart. taking it upon himself to set up shop wherever he could here in McGoffin County and some neighboring counties, selling these bracelets to raise funds for the families of the fallen officers, of course, in Floyd County. At last report, he was knocking on the door of $4,000 that he had raised. That's just so outstanding. He told me in this interview that I did with him at the time that it was sleeping, eating, and football practice, and that was all he was doing at that time. Well, apparently he's been doing a lot of football practice to the point that he's going to be taking some trips just in the past few weeks. He recently went to a combine in Ferristown, did so well. American Idol's not the only place you get a golden ticket. He got a golden ticket at that combine, so he's automatically on the 6th grade team, Kentucky FBU team, that competes nationally. His stepfather Shane tells me only 40 of the top 6th graders across the state of Kentucky make this team, and only out of those, maybe 8 or 10 are lucky enough or fortunate enough to earn the golden ticket without having to come to tryouts. And then I think just today maybe he was named a Diamond Youth All-American and has been officially invited to the Youth All-American Bowl in Myrtle Beach later on in the year, where 50 top players from across the nation get invited to make 2 teams each in each grade level. And there he'll be participating in the Youth All-American Bowl later this December 27th through the 31st in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for 2nd through 9th graders. A few things happening on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. I think just a few things. A brief one tonight, which gives me time to remind everyone. We also, as well as having birthdays and anniversaries here, like to publish birthdays, birth announcements, anniversaries for free in the Sagersville Independent. I'll give you Heather's email address in just a few seconds to send those. For now, here's what we have on tap for tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Really, I've got one announcement, I think, for today. I've got a few here for later on in the week, so we'll just leave it at that. Head Start application in McGoffin County. School starts for everyone else on Wednesday, but they've still got some slots open for eligible 4-year-olds for Head Start. Call 349-3488 if you have any questions. We also, I can tell you, just don't have the stats on it, we've got another big horse show coming up here in McGoffin County this weekend at the Horse Park down in 460. I'll get the rundown and have that for you tomorrow. For now, there's how you get calendar announcements on the program, and of course in the Sagersville Independent as well. Turning to funeral service announcements this Monday. 89-year-old Orville Gene Reisner of Sagersville passed away Saturday at the Greg and Noreen Wells Hospice Care Center in Hazard. He survived by his wife, Geraldine, sons Donnie Reisner and Ed Reisner, sisters Sophie Gano, 7 grandchildren, and 15 great-grandchildren. In addition to his parents, Orville Gene is preceded in death by a son, Jackie, brother Ernest, and a granddaughter, Crystal. Services start tomorrow at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation is the rest of this evening. Services start Wednesday at 1 from the Bloomington United Baptist Church for 38-year-old Connie Lynn Williams Caldwell of Sagersville. She passed away Saturday at her home, the daughter of Frank Williams and the late Mildred Williams. She's survived by her father and her husband Adam, sons Adam, Jacob, and Christopher Caldwell, daughter Cheyenne Caldwell, and brothers Greg and Anthony Williams, and 7 sisters, Dina Gamble, Frida Bond, Rita Howard, Melinda Gamble, Hope Williams, Geneva O'Toole, and Tina Blackburn. She was preceded in death by her mother, Connie, and a brother, Richard. Services Wednesday at 1 from the Bloomington, again, United Baptist Church, and friends can visit the church tomorrow after 4 for visitation. Services are being set right now in honor of 83-year-old Sally Tate of Sagersville. She passed away Sunday at Painesville ARH. And this asked to be said in loving memory of James M. Howard on what would have been his birthday, from his son Terry and all who loved him. Now a look at some more wet weather. I know, not much you can do about it though. Another cold front coming, and as it approaches, it will slow down and stall largely, at least move very, very slowly over eastern Kentucky, giving us a few days of rain, possibly adding up to a few more inches. With, however, some good news, if you're looking forward to fall, a little autumn-like feel on the back end.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
Stop in at Prohibition today. We have hot coffee, iced coffees, frappuccinos. If you're not a fan of coffee, we have non-coffee beverages like Freshies or Red Bull Kickers. Stop in today for a pup cup, whipped cream and dog treats designed specifically for your pup to make their tails wag. Try our delicious donuts from Gracefully Made Donuts, cheesecake and brownies from our local cheesecake lady, and an assortment of other delicious pastries from Rutabaker's Bakery in Moorhead. Stop in or drive through. We're open till 8 p.m. every day, located on the Parkway next to Appalachian Smoke.
Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank. Keywords right now at the seasonal shop, new arrivals. They've got new fall shorts and more coming in soon, but they're already fully stocked on cello jeans and cutoffs, and they're now carrying Hornet football, hats, tees, and sweatshirts just in time for the season, and all proceeds go to the Magoffin County Quarterback Club, plus new Ridge and Holler designs, some that need no explanation, and a complete new line of fall baby clothes. And remember, they have baby and wedding registry. They also have a new line by Capri Blue where fashion meets fragrance. Amazingly pleasing scents across a line of candles, diffusers, soaps, lotions, and perfumes for home, car, and the bath. And right now, and just before school, all summer clothes are 50% off this week at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. Well, I haven't said this very often lately. While the forecast is calling for a 10% chance of showers before 8, there's nothing on the radar, so I'm not even going to pull it up. Don't need to waste your time. Mostly clear skies tonight, a low of 70, and calm winds, a beautiful end to a beautiful day. It's been very mild and comfortable, and that's been a rare occasion. However, you're staring at tomorrow's call for a cold front. Comes in, kind of slows down, hits the brakes. Clouds are going to be on the increase throughout your Tuesday. And with that, showers and thunderstorms likely starting in the afternoon tomorrow after 3. Some of those could put down some heavy rain. On average, we're talking about 1/4 of an inch during the day and another 1/4 of an inch tomorrow night. That's without any thunderstorms that could develop. So a 1/2 inch possibly over the course of your Tuesday, unless you get under a downpour. 86 and 70 for your high and for your low. Wednesday is wetter, however. More clouds, cold fronts closer, and we have about 3/4 of an inch of rain likely during the morning and afternoon on your Wednesday. Temperatures fall down to about 79, mostly cloudy, 67 that night. Showers will kind of hang on into the first part of your Thursday, possibly. Temperature still close to the 80 mark. A little more sunshine at 81 for your Thursday. Should wrap up Thursday night relatively dry, and then look at the air thereafter. 74, sunny, completely clear. Basically like today, just a little bit cooler still. 77 on your Saturday, sunny and clear. And Sunday, a bit warmer, back to 80 we will go. Still sunny and clear, and no sign of any showers or storms or any precipitation. And humidity levels are going to be nice and mild. Monday, there's a 10% chance of showers that we're going to throw in there. Might be a little bit of something to come and talk about on Tuesday, but not right now. That's 70s and sunshine for days starting Friday. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Hope to see you back here tomorrow. Good evening, and thank you for being a part of the show.